miracle baby. That's how a local band director and his wife described their firstborn. This is Rowan right here. He was born with a rare congenital heart disease. And as we mark Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week, his parents are sharing their story and how the community is rallying around them. Chelsea Gaona was 20 weeks pregnant when she got devastating news.
He was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. I went to the appointment like any other and chatting, laughing with the nurses, and she got really quiet. And I kind of just knew something was wrong.
Her husband, Ben, a former band director at Bartram Trail High School, had just started a new job at Flagler Palm Coast High. He was at work when he got the call that their baby would be born without the fourth chamber of his heart.
You don't know how to process it because you really don't know what this diagnosis is at the time. In my head, I go, what do you mean the fourth chamber didn't form? It was definitely the hardest day of my life.
The week before Christmas, their bundle of love was born at Wolfson Children's Hospital. For the first 2 weeks of his life, his parents weren't able to hold him.
It is one of the most complex congenital heart disease. It has a very high mortality rate. In fact, without any intervention, without any surgery, without proper care, 95% of children with this condition don't survive even up till 1 month of age.
But Rowan has not only survived, he's thriving. Just 1 month old, he underwent his first of 3 open heart surgeries in January.
Before the surgery, every single member of the staff, they prayed with us. We got to pray with the surgeon, and I held the surgeon's hands, and I knew that those hands were going to be the one that saved my son.
They picked Ezra as his middle name for what it means.
God has heard, God has protected, God has healed, and we just wanted to speak that over his life, and it's carried him through thus far, and he's shown that he's just our little miracle baby. Buddy. Most babies with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, they'll stay on the ventilator for minimum of a month, and Rowan was off of it in 6 days, breathing.
Rowan is nothing but sort of a medical miracle, and I think with all the love that mom has been showering on him, along with the care that he receives from a dedicated team of bedside nurses, the nurse practitioners, respiratory therapists, pharmacists, physical therapists, nutritionists, everybody, he has done remarkably well.
It's incredible how fast. I mean, 3 weeks ago, they didn't even close his chest after surgery. We had to wait and make sure there was no swelling. He's got chest tubes, pacing wires so they can control the rhythm of his heart. It was a very terrifying thing to walk in and see your tiny little baby like that. But now he's gaining weight and he's happy, and he was watching Finding Nemo today. It's just all the normal things that we're getting to do now that I didn't even expect would happen for months.
With only one car, the couple who lives in St. Johns County had to juggle between dad driving to Palm Coast for work and trips to Wolfson Children's Hospital in downtown Jacksonville, where Rowan has been since birth. Their friends started a GoFundMe page and raised enough money for them to put a down payment on a second car.
I wept because it was an incredible thing to know that people who didn't even know us would love on our family like that, love on our little baby, and that's just it. You have no words for it.
This family and their community hope Rowan's story strikes a chord about how precious life is.
I feel like we're thrown a lot of curveballs sometimes that we don't expect, and we have a choice to let it just really knock us down and not come up from, or just rise above it. Just because you're given something really hard doesn't mean you can't rise above it.
And Rowan is expected to stay at Wolfson Children's Hospital until after his second open heart surgery. That's expected to happen this spring. We have a link to their GoFundMe page in this story on firstcoastnews.com.